So let's look at the Pfaff machine. First, inserting the needle. We're going to pull a needle out of the drawer, look for the slot. That goes on the outside. The needle bar is at the highest position. Insert the needle and push it up as far as it'll go. The groove faces to the left, and then tighten it. And then thread your needle. And as you notice, the thread is going to fit right in that slot. That allows it to fit into the material as the needle is moving into the material. So how are we going to change the bobbin case on this machine? So you push down on the lever and open the door. Lift up the lever and the bobbin case and pull out the bobbin case. So again, you can see the bobbin case has a little slot. Now the direction of the thread, again, it's really important that the thread unwind as it comes out of the bobbin case. So the thread is unwinding, and it fits through, then you fit it through the slot and then underneath the tension spring. Now, let's look at how we draw the thread, then the bobbin thread up. So you're going to hold onto the needle thread with your left hand and rotate the needle bar with the balance wheel. And you can see as that rotates, it grabs the needle thread, and now that needle thread is going to wind around the bobbin thread, and it pulls the thread up through the hole. So let's look at changing the thread. Let's go to black instead of white. So you're going to pull the thread from the reel, and then it goes through the thread retainer and through the guide. It goes clockwise around the tension and between the tension discs and over that little bar. And then, so I'm going to pull the thread with my other hand. This is the easy way to do it so that you know the direction of the thread. Then it goes through the thread controller disc, through the check spring, into the hook. Through the thread guides, and then you thread your needle. So we're going to stitch a little bit, and we're going to look at tuning the tension. So you can flame the edge of your Dacron strap to keep it from fraying. So lower the thread, the presser foot lever, excuse me. The presser foot will land on the machine. You can line it up with the edge of the foot, line your material up with the edge of the foot. However far away you want from the seam from the edge of the material. And start the machine and use the foot control and the balance wheel to move to start stitching. And then you can keep the thread in the material as you to make a corner. Again, it's lined up so that the stitch is equal distance from the edge of the material. Now, how do you want to go in reverse? So that's the reverse knob, and you pull up to go into reverse. So pull up, there's the reverse knob, and so you pull up to go into reverse, and then let it release it to go forward. And that's how you end your stitch to tighten it down. Pull the needle up and pull up the presser foot lever to pull the material out. In order to make it easier to pull the thread out though, make sure the thread take-up lever is at the top position. This will allow the thread, it'll allow you to pull the thread out a little more easily. And then cut your thread. So here, you're going to notice that when you sew different types of materials, your stitches may not be even. So again, the bobbin thread and the needle thread are pulled all the way back, and you can start your stitch. And take a look at that. The stitches look pretty even if you look at the top and the bottom. So the top stitch looks pretty even to the bottom stitch. That's pretty good. So let's see what the problem is here. I didn't pull the threads all the way to the back. And you're going to notice that as you pull it out, the needle thread made a mess on the back of this material. So it got pulled down because I didn't hold it all the way back. So you want to make sure that the loose ends of those threads are out of the way when you start your stitch. So here's the illustration of the tension between the top thread and the bottom thread, the needle thread and the bobbin thread. So that's the bottom and that's the top. Can you see a difference between? So it looks like there was too much tension. There wasn't too much tension in the top thread as compared to the the bobbin thread. So I'm going to actually adjust it, and that's the thread tension. So you rotate that to reduce the tension. I never change the tension in the bobbin case. So if you're unsure of the tension in a material, you're sewing something that needs to look really good, then you might just do a test with a small piece of the material and see if the tension between the two, the bobbin and the needle, are equal before you work on your the final product. So we adjusted the tension knob, and now it's equal between the top and the bottom. So it looks much better. It's a much stronger stitch. So lastly, let's look at the safety clutch. If thread jamming occurs, it might be due to the hook drive becoming disengaged. So if you notice, if you rotate the balance wheel, that rotates the needle up and down. That's pretty obvious. It also rotates the lower part of the machine. It rotates the bobbin case. So they have to be in sync. And you can actually see that sometimes this pin will become disengaged. So I'm going to disengage it on purpose and show you what happens. So now it's disengaged. If you see that, we'll show you what to do to get it back into the slot. So you can see that as I'm rotating the balance wheel, it's not in sync with the bobbin. So only the right side of that is rotating. The right side of the shaft is rotating. So now you want to look for the slot. Okay, the slot's at the bottom, so I'm just going to rotate it up. Not putting very much tension through that at all. And then it slips right back into position. Now as you rotate the balance wheel, it rotates both the bobbin side and the needle side. Both sides of that shaft are rotating. So that is it for sewing, and thank you very much for your attention, and good luck. We'll see you next time.